Assalamu alaikum. Welcome again, Heba, to continue our talk about ways to come here to live in Canada. The most important way that I did not talk about last time is the obvious is express entry. Express entry with the new CIC system that was implemented, I think, a few years ago, couple years ago at least. It's pretty decent system. I find it pretty good, and it gives you the opportunity to apply. Unlike the way that I applied 7 years ago, where there was a cap per se for pharmacists will be 1,000 pharmacists a year, and then once they hit the cap, there will be no more pharmacists. Though the way it works now, that you just build up your file. Obviously, the first thing you need to do is to take IELTS test, general IELTS test. The better grades that you get, the more points you get, and your file will have a better opportunity of being selected and invited for application. So basically, there's a really easy tool on the CIC website. So I think it's a calculator that calculates your expected file points, and if you hit more than 400, I think you're pretty safe and you have a very decent amount of being pulled in the next selection or withdrawal date. And I had quite some talks with some people who just recently applied, and they're saying that the last selection cutoff was on September 6th, and the files points number were about in the range of 420. So that's pretty decent. So look up the tool. Do answer. It's like a series of questions, and every time you say yes to something, it kind of initiates a new sequence of questions. They also give me a hint that our degree, especially pharmacists, doctors, dentists, people who are eligible for getting their practicum license or practice in Canada, it's not a bachelor degree, it's a master's degree, comma, a trade that requires or is going to be licensed by a certain body in Canada. And obviously we pharmacists specifically are one of those people, because we have to get licensed through the BEBIC, that's how I call it. This is going to be your next step, and actually maybe better all step with getting your IELTS test done, because the way it works now, you have to send in your papers for assessment, and then they get back to you with a certain letter that you will need to include with your file if you're applying for express entry. So the process is not complicated. The way I hear it takes about 6 months. It is the best way for people looking to do a new start to move in here and live in here. Actually, I think this might be my last talk with regards to how to come in and live in Canada, because it's not the main purpose of my video series that I intended to start. I intended to do this to give you, like I said, a tiny window on my world that I live in here, that I live in, and be able to provide you with everything that you might think you want to know before you take the decision, or even while taking the decision of moving to Canada or coming to Canada, or if you got your visa and you're waiting to come in, settling everything. So anyways, like I said, I will be posting more videos. Some of those videos will be probably in Arabic, because it might contain some sensitive information that I'm not really excited to share in English. So if you have any questions, like I said, let me know. Actually, I forgot a really important point. There are two great people that I'm going to list or link under my video that I want you to follow, subscribe, and I don't know, it's up to you. You don't have to subscribe. I'm just saying they're really great source of info. One of them in Arabic is الطريق إلى المجهول, Ahmed El Taweel. He's actually one of the المطاريد blogger, and he has a fantastic experience in immigration, and he's got the process of application step by step through his video YouTube channel. So that's great. And the other person is Mo. He's a personal friend, and he is a guy that had really, really in-depth information about the life here in Canada, and he's gonna like. Is gonna talk with his own scope of knowledge and experience about really critical things that we fall in, and we don't know how to manage when we especially come to Canada as newcomers. So I think that's it for today. I'm trying to keep posting weekly, so or more often, depending on how my schedule is working. And that's it for today. Like I said, please post any questions you need to ask me about, and anything else that you want me to talk about in particular, or like ASAP kind of thing. Thank you so much.